Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut. Hopefully you like this video. Hit that subscribe. But I don't know if you know this, but a lot of people and a lot of other teams think that the Mets are like a AAA team. And whenever the Mets have anybody good, and the Mets are sort of like, even if the Mets are good, they want to trade all these Met players to other teams to help other teams because, of course, the Mets are a AAA team. The Mets are not a AAA team. Okay? The Mets are America's team. And America's team doesn't do this nonsense of helping other teams. Somebody wrote to me a couple of days ago telling me, you know what? Just send that Japanese pitcher to the Dodgers because the Mets aren't good anyway. So just send, yeah, okay. Mets are a AAA team. Mets are the Kansas City Athletics at this point. But, again, you're still seeing these dopey articles popping up in case the Mets don't do well over the next 8-9 days before the trade deadline. And this is from SI.com. Insider calls these Mets hurdles attractive trade pieces. Well, the Mets trade away these pitchers at the trade deadline. Okay, let's see what this article, this this article has to say. Again, a lot of people think the Mets are a AAA team. And they talk about them like they're a AAA team. That they basically, they put the players there. The players don't play well. They go to other teams. Bullshit. Okay? There are several different directions the Mets can go at the trade deadline. New York currently holds the third and final wildcard spot in the National League with a 15-48 record. They're just a half game behind the St. Louis Cardinals for the second wildcard spot, but are less than a full percentage point ahead of the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are 51-48. Over the next couple of days, we'll have more videos. You're going to have a lot of stuff here. Due to the difference between making and missing the playoffs being so small, the Mets can possibly make a decision on their course of action over the next few days and games. According to Bob Nightingale of USA Today, the team may sell some of their starting pitchers before the July 31st deadline, depending on their performance to start the second half. Quote, the Mets stumble out of the gate the second half, or even try to be a buyer and seller simultaneously. They will have some attractive trade pieces and starters. Jose Quintana, Luis Severino, and Sean Manaea. I would also put David Peterson on that list. I would mention, the one thing that's concerning is the performance of Christian Scott. If he does not pitch better, the Mets cannot move any of these guys. You need veteran players to help you in a pennant race. Severino and Quintana will both be unrestricted free agents after the season, while Manaea has a $13 million player option that he can decline. With this in mind, it would make sense for the Mets to get prospects in return for these players instead of letting them walk for nothing, especially if they miss the playoffs. However, the Mets carry momentum into the second half and currently in possession of a playoff spot, it seems more likely that they will go for it and keep each pitcher. At this point, the chance of New York's trade Severino is slim to none. 30-year-old is enjoying a resurgent season with a 3.58 ERA. Severino's 115 and 2/3 innings pitched are already his most since 2018, and he has a 73 record in 19 starts. He's a major reason why the Mets are in the playoff hunt and has shown legitimate interest in staying in Queens on a long-term deal. So the Mets will likely put him off limits. I would not move him, but he is on that innings limit. So if the Mets go get out of it, maybe you move him. But the Mets have to play very poorly for that to happen. As for Manaea, he leads the Mets pitching staff with a 1.3 Fangraphs WAR. The 32-year-old southpaw has a 3.73 ERA. His performance isn't quite as integral to the club as Severino's, but he's still one of the Mets' most dependable starters this year. Finally, Quintana is the main pitcher the Mets should consider trading. The veteran lefty has a 4.13 ERA. With New York already having a pair of lefties in the rotation, along with the imminent return of ace Kodai Senga, Quintana appears to be the odd man out. But with so many question marks surrounding the rotation, abilities to stay healthy, the Mets should also keep him around for the rest of the year due to his durability. Ultimately, while there is logic for the Mets to trade one of their stars for prospects, doing so would detract from their top priority this season, making the postseason. The pitching has been good enough so far to be in a playoff spot as of now, so it would make more sense for the Mets to add reinforcements at the deadline, in particular in the bullpen, and maintain the momentum they've built over the past 2 months. Agreed. But if you're going to move somebody, if there's someone you need to move, someone you could move, possibly it could be Quintana, but you'd have to get overwhelmed to move him. A lot of teams like him. He's a professional guy. He's pitched plenty of big playoff spots, but I would be very careful now, especially with this lousy performance being done on the mound by Christian Scott. But again, Curtis Singh is returning. They have Jose Buto in reserve. They need him in the rotation. So those are kind of things you have to keep in mind at some point. So you let me know what you think about this video. And of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut, especially if you're not on X or Facebook or anywhere else. You'll have plenty of content on here, plenty of videos. And I love doing it, and I'll see you later.